Hello everyone, today we'll be creating a basic flow. So what is a flow? A flow represents a conversation of when someone messages you, or it could be like, it's like a bot's logic or brain. It tells the bot what to do when someone messages. Before setting up a flow, you should know what is your goal. Maybe your goal of that flow is to make an appointment or to direct your client to another project, etc. Brainstorm and draw out a mind map of what the conversation would look like asking what are the common questions a client would ask, or the positioning of your messages, the start, middle, and the end, or what happens when the client last minute change their mind and want to know another thing. Once you're done with that, let's start creating your first flow. So first what you're going to do is press the plus and add flow and press create blank flow. So the first thing we're going to cover here is keywords. So the green box at the beginning of the flow represents the keyword box. So you create a keyword that would trigger this flow. But wait, what is a keyword? A keyword is technically a word that the bot searches in a text, and based on what the text is, the bot would trigger this specific flow that you set up. So in this case, our keyword here is SolarVest. It is good to practice square brackets when you're using your keywords so that you won't accidentally trigger the flow by accident. Next, we'll connect the two boxes from the small circle to the other. So you notice there is a start bubble on top of this blue box, so that indicates the start of the flow. So you want to ensure that this is in the correct place and not in the keywords box. Next, let's start with content blocks. Let's start with typing animation. The typing animation is to show the typing animation on WhatsApp. And the recording animation is to show the recording animation on WhatsApp. Same goes with the text and the buttons. That will be the bot technically sending the messages that you type in. And the rest, like the images, videos, audios, and attachments, those are also will be sent by the bot. And process reply, this is for keyword matching and CRM use, but the main purpose is for Android replies. We'll touch on this in a while. So let's start with a mind map of the goal of our flow. So first, let's start with a pre-filled message containing our keyword that will activate our flow. And then after our flow has been activated, we would want our bot to say thank you for your interest in this project, and we would like to know how are we going to help them. So we want to give them three options, which is one is they would ask for a layout, and another is location, or make appointment. So these are the three common things most clients would ask. For an example, so in our layout, we want to send an image of the actual layout to the client, and for the location, we will be sending the actual map of the location. On the make appointment, we will be touching on this in the next video, as we'll be creating another flow that will connect to this flow. Next, we'll be expecting a reply from the client, which we will use that reply to redirect them back to making them choose another option or to make an appointment with us. So this is the overall look of how our flow would look like. So let's start. So first, we want to start with a typing animation, and then we add a text saying thank you for your interest in the SolarVest project. And we're going to give them three options to choose from. I'll be using the number emojis, but you can use a normal number. So next, we would want to make another box for the iPhone buttons. In the buttons, put three options: location, layout, make appointment. Next, we will add a process reply, which is basically for the Android reply, and we will select the add match reply. And for our first one is location, so we just select the location from the menu, and in here you just type 1 because the location is number 1, and the second one is our layout, so we put number 2 because the layout is in the number 2, and the third one is make appointment, but they don't have an option in the menu, so we just click on others. And then the keyword we put as 3, and also we put the common words that they would type out, which is make appointment, and you're done. So from now on, we'll practice building on this structure for every new block that we create. So the first and foremost, we'll be putting in a typing animation. This is to make it feel like it's a human typing the message. The second one, we'll be adding a universal message for both Android and iPhone users to see. Then the next one, we'll be creating another text, but this is for the buttons option, which is only for iPhone. The reason is because Android doesn't fully support the buttons feature. And it is important to separate the universal message from the button message, because if it's combined, the entire message will not be sent. And lastly, process reply. The attributes in there are for CRM use mainly, but it is also used to match keywords on a message that the client would send. For Android users, since they don't have the buttons option, or even iPhone could even type it out if they don't want to press the button. Or it could also be used if you do not want to give them option and give them the freedom of typing whatever they want to type out. So let's just say if they want to write down a specific date, they can feel free to write down and the flow would still continue. And also, process reply can be used in case the client types out something unexpected, like you're expecting them to type out a date, but they type out something else, and we can use this to redirect them back into the flow. So now we'll be creating the new blocks for the layout, location, and the reply of redirecting them back to choose another option. First, let's start by adding a typing animation, and then we can rearrange it. And then you can add the image, and then the caption would be, this is the location of the property. And then we can add in the Google Maps link as well. Another block for our layout. So again, we'll be adding a typing animation block, and inside that block, we would want to add an image of the layout, and the caption would be, this is the layout of the property. Next, we would want to link the previous box to our layout box. So you have to link two things, which is from the iPhone box and from the Android process reply box. So next, we want to link all of these three together, and we can do this by creating a loop. So how do we do that? First, we have our location block on the top here, and we have our layout block on the bottom here. Now we'll create another block for our main menu. So we add in a typing animation, and then we'll add a text saying, would you like to know more? Then you can technically copy the options from the first block, which is, where is the location, may I know the layout, and make appointment. Next, we would want to create another box for our iPhone buttons. And lastly, we'll add the process reply, which is technically the Android reply. So first one is location, and since it's number one, so you put one. Layout is number two, and then appointment, there's nothing in the menu, so you click others and put number three. So the way we're going to create a loop is we are going to link both the location and the layout block to the main menu block. And next, from the main menu block, the iPhone buttons for the location and the layout, we will link it back to their original block. So the location goes to the location block and the layout button goes to the layout block. And you're done for creating a basic flow. So stay tuned for the next part of the appointment flow.